Good morning. Welcome to a morning review on Thursday the 18th of June. This is Kim Watson speaking for Ezeetrader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see yesterday we ran up pretty much into triple top territory here. We pushed up after the FOMC report and press conference. Now sort of pulling away from that sort of level a little bit in this last 4 hours. It started to pull away a little bit. For me, I think the euro may be a tad overbought. Short term on the analyses here, we're seeing sort of a bit of divergence going on between the highs through the Asian session. Of course, this is an Asian session divergence, and well, who knows, it may still push up more and push up to those levels, but it's possibly a little bit overbought here. I am surprised the euro's gone quite so well in some respects, because there's still the Greek situation to sort out. So we could see a retracement. Any sort of comments coming back on that could see us coming back towards that daily pivot, maybe more in due course. Okay, so that's the euro. Looking at the pound. Okay, so the pound, we got news this morning. Got news coming out at 9:30. We got retail sales. I think that'll be quite important. Sorry, I should have mentioned it for the euro. We've got the Eurogroup meetings all day today. We'll see also at 10:15 how much we should see how much the outro has been used. It's expected this has dropped from 98 billion down to about 60 billion, so we'll be interested to see what's happened there. Looking at, say, Eurogroup meetings all day, also which may affect both euro and pound, is the US news coming out later on, the inflation figures coming out at 130. So that's what's up for today, which could affect these currencies. Okay, so the pound really pushed up. In fact, the pound pushed through its weekly 50. It's a fair old push through at the moment. It may yet ease back from that a little bit, but it's sort of quite extended yesterday. It's that sort of pulling, widening, stretching. It's broken the prior highs there. May just pull back towards the lower band. May just see a bit of a retrace from that sort of move. To say, just a tad extended. We have now seen the RSI pushing from the 4-hour perspective, pushing up towards nearer the sort of extreme area. Not quite extreme, so there's certainly could be room to push up higher. At the moment, we've got the daily pivot below us, which could be a bit of a draw, a bit of a retrace as we see these moves. It's not unusual to see a bit of a retracement. There was a bit of semi-good news for the pound yesterday in its own news, and of course then we had the FOMC later on, so quite a news-driven day for the pound. For the rest of the time it was in quite tight ranges, and well, as I say, there's news out this morning, so we'll see how that runs at 9:30. But as I say, daily pivot's possibly in range now. Any break of the highs there could just see us continuing on this move, moving towards possibly 159 area. Maybe even we'll see 1.6. That could even happen if we get a good shove on today. So dollar yen. Well, the dollar yen actually moved out of its range yesterday, quite significantly. Started pushing up in the morning, then later afternoon ran up again, and then the news strengthened the yen effectively against the dollar. Remember, this is the dollar yen, and it has since pulled back again, back to sort of that. Heading back towards a monthly pivot there at 122 sort of region. Looking at the pattern from the dailies, it's sort of just done a sort of a retrace into the upper band, the daily upper bands there, and could well, as I say, continue in this mode at some point. Quite stretched, quite a long way from the daily pivot, which generally would have a possibility of being hit, but say it's looks quite a distance at the moment from that sort of level. It's 70 odd pips. So it's near enough quite a good part of its range away from that sort of level, but not that clean in terms of the price action at the moment, so we'll see what happens to that. Okay, and finally the Aussie dollar. I find it hard to get infused about the dollar yen as a trading currency at the moment, as a trading pair. I like trading pairs that are in trends or got a bit more trend in them. So let's have a look here. So with the Aussie dollar, lots of, I mean, as I said, tight range. It's yesterday it benefited late evening again, late evening, early evening. It's shoved back up, but really it's back in that tight range it was sitting in before the price action yesterday. So it's still not really that clear now. If it starts, actually, let's bring it back to the 4-hourly, if it starts getting back towards these prior highs, well, maybe it could finally get a push, and we could see a bit more US dollar weakness, and the Aussie dollar pushing up, maybe back towards that daily 50, the pivot, the 50, the 34, all bunched around that area. Maybe it will draw up towards that sort of area. So there is the potential for that. Short term, where it's been all over its daily pivot, breaks of the lows here. Let's just put the trend line on. Could see it coming back down towards yesterday's lows there, the S1 at 76.74, maybe even the lows beyond that. And as I say, breaks really sort of pitched up here. Break of these highs, may see it moving back towards the monthly pivot there, R1 area at 77.99, somewhere in that region. Okay, there's no more news off the Aussie, of course, but as I say, the US news may affect it this afternoon with the inflation figures, etc. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.